Well, if you've seen the first bit of rapid action in the in the second test on day 4 of the India versus West Indies match,
Any form of rapid action in the last 3 days of play plus 1 more hour.
54 minutes, you have cleaned up the West Indies lower order. So, the breaking news from Trinidad is that under sunny conditions, no threat of rain, India have bowled the West Indies out and Mohammad Siraj takes his second 5-wicket haul. Because of that, India have gotten a 183 run lead. So, the first major task that had to be done has been done clinically. 183 run lead, and now India will be looking to bat very, very quickly and ensure that you get a lead, or maybe you get a score by you score 200 by the end of the, may say, 1 hour of the third session. You get 200 and then force the issue and ensure West Indies have to defend for at least 3.5 sessions.
I think that's going to be the plan, because you've seen these wickets fall at a time where you weren't really expecting things to, turn the way it eventually turned out to be. But the West Indies, of course, now pushed firmly to the back foot. Given how things had sort of concluded yesterday, the West Indies would have felt, they are in a bit of a comfort zone of sort of safe zone, let's say.
Yep.
But no longer now. India right back in the test match now. In fact, will push for a win now.
Exactly. So remember, India have to win this because a draw in an overseas test, that too against West Indies, could hurt them in a big way. So the day began with West Indies 209 runs behind. And they had 5 wickets remaining. We all knew that India will not enforce the follow-on irrespective. But then they lost 5 wickets for 26 runs, and the wrecker-in-chief was Mohammad Siraj with 5 wickets, bowled with tremendous hostility, accuracy, and the tailenders were just found wanting. When Kemar Roach fell, it was as if 2 wickets had fallen in that same ball, because Shannon Gabriel, I see a very modern day version of Chris Martin when it comes to his batting. So when Kemar Roach and Shannon Gabriel fell, and remember, Siraj will be on a hat-trick when he comes the next time. He took 2 and 2, so that's why it's going to be a fascinating session now, because India will have to bat really aggressively. But this pitch already has shown you signs that you cannot probably accelerate, because I was listening to Paras Mambre in the post-match press conference that was held, and he had some very interesting things to say. He said that Dominica was different, but here the pitch had absolutely nothing.
He said that this is a slow wicket and one that is assisting the batters all the time. In Dominica, Siddharth was saying yes, there was turn on offer from day one, and India made use of that turn. That is something, by the way, Ravichandran Ashwin had also said in the previous match. But what Paras Mambre said, and that's the difference between West Indies of yesterday and the West Indies that turned up today. West Indies, and this is what Paras Mambre highlighted, weren't showing intent. They weren't offering shots.
Yes.
Today, that was the difference. Of course, not with the last 2 wickets perhaps, because they were just pinned. But otherwise as well, you could see that little bit of intent. You played those shots and you got out. Something which wasn't happening yesterday, and that's what happens, every time there's a break of play or you're looking forward to, the next day, it just kills the momentum for you. It sort of unsettles the template, and that's what happened with West Indies there.
And let us be very honest. I mean, Paras Mambre also said that yes, he didn't like this kind of a wicket. He wanted a much better test wicket. That was the code that he had used. Because remember, 3 days you had seen just a total of, you may say, only we may add about 16 wickets fall. That's it. In the 3 days that happened. Today you lost 15 wickets. Only 15 wickets fell. Today you've seen 5 wickets fall in quick time. So now this is the initiative. If in West Indies had batted one more session, who knows, they would have gotten the lead to 150, and then maybe India would have said, okay, let us just play out and give 3 sessions to bowl. But now, at this point, if you look at it, what should be India's strategy? Remember, now they have to play out 1 more hour. Remember, this is an extended session that we have got. 7 o'clock it started, 7 o'clock to 9:30. So you've got 1.5 hours. Essentially, if you look at it, you've got one and a half hours of play. Now, Then you got another 1 hour, and then you got another 1.5 hours towards the fag end.
Yeah.
Provided the light stays. Today there is not that much of a chance of rain, but on day 5 there is similar weather like what we saw on day 3.
Correct.
So India's strategy will have to go around in this way. Bat at least until the first hour of day 3. I mean, the first hour of the third session. And then give you 3.5 sessions to bowl the opposition out. So that is why we are getting further news. I hear, yes.
There is news now coming from Manchester. What we are learning, and many of you asking that in the comments section. It is still raining over there. Well, that means in all likelihood, at any point now, you can expect an official announcement to be made, because there is no way you're getting a result from this test match now. So it is continuing to pour down in Manchester. The covers
latest,
are still on.
The latest update is the playing surface at Old Trafford is beginning to resemble a lake. It still is falling. The rain is very, very steady. And as I had pointed out in the previous Ashes Lives, what happens is until 4 p.m. local time, until 4:30 p.m., the rain is absolutely intense. You could see there is a green, dark green seaweed kind of a thing over Manchester until 4:30 p.m. For the rain to at least stop, the ground staff will need at least 1 hour or more to get them ready.
Also,
It's
given
not
this rain, given the fact that, it's been persistent rain, incessant rain over there in Manchester, the time taken, and you usually look at, when you look at a 3-4 hour rain spell, you look at least about 45-50 minutes for the ground staff to get the surface ready for play. But then the longer it continues, the more time the staff is also going to need to get that pitch ready, to get the outfield ready. The fact that it's barely stopped raining over there in Manchester, it doesn't look like the play will resume any moment now.
Well, I think we will get an official confirmation by about 9:30 or 10 o'clock IST here. That means it is close to 5:30 local time there, 5:30 or 6. Because remember, play can be extended until 7:30 local.
Yeah.
But
Even though, by the way, though Joe Root feels that, in England, so what he said post-match yesterday was to one of the broadcasters, he said that in England, where it doesn't get dark till 10 o'clock in the summers, why can't you extend play?
Yep, that is the thing. Yes, right now you will feel like it's going to be about 4 o'clock. There is no problem about the light. But again, overcast conditions, maybe the light is a factor. That's why England couldn't bowl predominantly with pacers on day 4. That's why Root and Moeen had to be persisted.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm saying it's not looking good for England. The Ashes could very well be washed away from England at this point. Australia will keep them for 2 more years. But we are waiting for official confirmation. Mostly by 9:30 or 10 local, we'll probably get it. But as far as Trinidad is concerned, now the test match has moved at a rapid rate with those 5 wickets in 54 minutes. So that is why now Siraj with 5, India will...
Well, you didn't have 5 wickets fall the entire of yesterday. You had 4 wickets fall yesterday.
Yep, you did.
And in now, just the first hour of play on day 4, you've seen 5 wickets. It's changed the complexion of the match altogether. You weren't really expecting wickets to have fallen so early as they have now. And what this does is, now you were looking at a scenario, or rather earlier, you were looking at a scenario wherein this match was just destined for one result. Now, of course, that possibility still remains, but now what's opened up is another big possibility of India now pushing for a win.
So, what could be the total? Can you see the West Indies chase 300 or 350? Can you give them that, okay, I'm dangling the carrot out, I'm letting you chase 320, 330. Will they go for it? Or will they just defend?
I think, Siddharth, because it's a wicket that's been conducive to batting, to stroke making, and it's not assisted the bowlers a lot, be it the spinners or the pacers. I think with about a 300-320 run target, the West Indies could be tempted. They could be tempted over there, and India, I'm not sure if India would want to leave that kind of a bait for West Indies. Maybe a 340 run target would possibly be more safe for India, but for that they will really have to bat at an accelerated rate.
Either we are too scared or we are very, very pessimistic. Because Meet Soni said 270 is enough.
No, I don't think.
270 meets Sony.
You're looking at just 100 runs in that case, 90 odd. You've got a
Yeah.
183 run lead.
No
So
way.
you're not looking at that. Safety first. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Safety
I
first.
would say if you can bat 1.5 sessions, 2 hours, 1.5 sessions, give them the last hour today.
Yes, give them the last hour today.
If you have reached 170 or even 200, I think you should declare.
Yeah.
380, if you're setting a total of 380.
No, that'll be too much. That'll be too much. Then of course, and you'll need a lot of time to be putting on that kind of a target as well. You need 200 runs to be able to put that kind of a target for the West Indies. You will obviously be looking at at much bigger strike rates. Let's say you want your batsman to be operating, but let's be honest, when that second ball was taken in the first innings by the West Indies, it did slow down the strike rate for the Indian batter. You saw a couple of wickets fall as well, so they will be wary of that new ball, Kemar Roach, and it's going to be a little circumspect, let's say, for the Indian batsman for the first 30 odd minutes.
And
40
remember,
minutes.
the best time of scoring, if you remember the first innings, the best time of scoring was actually with the new ball.
Yeah.
And that's how you saw the run rate was close to 4.8. But then when both Rohit Sharma and Yashasvi Jaiswal fell, it just went below 3. And then you saw the West Indies. I mean, yesterday, 67 overs, 143 runs. I mean, it was a real drag indeed. So I think the Indian batters are coming out to bat at this point.
Anytime now.
They have already scored 16 runs in 7 balls.
16 runs. 16 runs in 7 balls, we've been told that the Indian batters have already gotten. So clearly, the intent has been expressed, and we here at Sportsnet will keep you updated with the match. So stay tuned, tap that bell icon. We're going to be live with the lunch break update. Many of you asking what's happening in the Emerging Asia Cup match as well. That also
It's
looks
a
like
50-50 situation.
it looks like a thriller. We will keep you posted on that as well. For now, that's Siddharth, my colleague. My name is Harshit. We're going to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.